So, all right. So let's go to the next kind of light. Let me zoom back out. Okay. All right. Next type of light. A little bit shorter than UV. A little bit shorter than UV light. Okay. Anything between about 0.1 nanometers and 10 nanometers is called X-rays. X-rays, which again you have probably heard of in an X-ray machine, right? You probably have heard of X-ray machines. X-ray machines shoot out X-rays. Okay, here's my question. Are X-ray machines dangerous? Are X-ray machines dangerous? Yes or no? Yes. In principle, X-ray machines are dangerous because they're shooting out X-rays. And let's see if we understand this. Check this out. X-rays, because they are even shorter wavelength, what is the energy of X-rays like compared to UV? What's X-rays like compared to UV in terms of energy? More energy, higher energy. So everything that was dangerous about UV light, X-rays can do that too, but worse, okay? X-rays are basically like a more powerful version of UV, okay? It's a higher energy. Remember we said that UV has enough energy to penetrate your skin? X-rays have enough energy to penetrate all the way through your body. When X-rays shine on your face, when X-rays shine on the front of your body, they will come out the back of your body, okay? And that means that they can cause a sunburn, they can cause a burn on which parts of your body? Which parts of your body can X-rays burn? Which parts? They can burn the inside. They can burn the skin and the eyes, just like UV, but they can also burn through your body, okay? You can get X-ray burns all the way through. And also, here, more importantly, that also means X-rays can give you skin cancer, but they can also give you cancer inside of your body, deeper down, where it's even harder for us to deal with, right? So, X-rays, super dangerous. Now, does that mean if the doctor says, okay, we're going to give you an X-ray, do you need to be scared of that situation? Do you need to be scared when the doctor gives you an X-ray? No. No. And the reason for that, and some people are pointing out a few of these things, because the doctor knows that X-rays are dangerous, there's a lot of precautions that are put in place for this. Someone keeps bringing up vests. We put on that big, heavy vest. Does anyone know what that vest is made out of? Does anybody know what the vest they make you put on is made out of? And sometimes it's more than a vest. Sometimes it'll cover up more of your body. Yeah, it's made of lead, okay? It's made of lead. And essentially, what's happening there is that lead vest is sunscreen for X-rays. Okay? Essentially, remember, sunscreen is just a barrier that we've put in place that the UV doesn't have enough energy to penetrate. Well, regular sunscreen's not going to work for X-rays because the X-rays have high enough energy to penetrate through that sunscreen. So we need something that could block it better, and lead is pretty dense. And so essentially that really dense material blocks the X-rays. The X-rays don't have enough energy to get through that thick layer of lead. And that's why it's so heavy, right? But that's not the only precaution, okay? Somebody said something about concentration a second ago. If they want to take an X-ray of your hand, they're not going to shine X-rays all over you, right? It's not just a free-for-all, just bzzz. They're just going to concentrate it just on the part that they're trying to picture. So they just point the X-rays here, and they still block the rest of your body just in case things bounce around or somebody bumps the machine or something. So that's another way that they protect you. So they block the X-rays from unnecessary parts. They keep the X-rays concentrated. But even more importantly, if they need to take an X-ray of your hand, are you going to stick your hand in an X-ray machine for like a half hour? Are you going to have your hand in the X-ray machine for a half hour if they are putting your hand, if they're taking X-rays of your hand? Is that how that works? No, right? How long do X-rays usually last? How long do X-rays usually last? How much time? Roughly. Most of the time. Yeah, seconds, right? Just a few seconds. So most of the time that X-ray is done in sometimes even less than a second. It depends on how the type of X-ray and what they're X-raying, but at most a few seconds, right? So basically that's like the advice that we give people for going out in the sun, right? We all said that we're unlikely to get skin cancer from walking 5 minutes to your car, right? But the longer you spend in the car, the more chances you're taking per second, or the more seconds you're taking those chances, right? It's the same thing with X-rays. 1 second of X-rays is taking a few chances at damage, but 10 minutes of X-rays would be taking a lot of chances at damage per second, right? So it's the same thing. For any type of dangerous light, the more you can reduce that exposure, the less of the chance of damage is going to be. By the way, before we move on to the last type of light, X-ray machines. That X-ray machine that they pull out, that thing with the tube on the front, like the little lens on the front, that thing that they bring out, the X-ray machine, that's not a camera. That's a projector, right? That's a projector. Essentially, what that is, well, it's a projector. I don't have another word for it. So imagine a regular projector, okay? Like a regular visible light projector, okay? If you were to stick your hand in front of the projector, like if I had a projector projecting light at my hand right here, what would happen on the wall behind my hand? If you were shining light on my hand right here, what would you get on the wall behind my hand if it was regular visible light? Yeah, you'd get a shadow back here. Sorry, I have a green screen back here, so I can't actually demonstrate this. But you guys know how shadows work, right? That same principle is what we use in a typical X-ray machine. We use that concept of shadows. So essentially what's happening in an X-ray machine, if I had an X-ray projector right here, and I was shining it at my hand, those X-rays are going to go through my hand, right? They're going to go through my hand. So it seems like I would not make a shadow at all. But remember, things that are really dense like lead can block X-rays. And it turns out there's one part of your body that is very, very, very dense, and it can block X-rays. What's the only part of your body that can block X-rays? Take a guess. Yeah, it's your bones, right? So if I were to shine X-rays at my hand, it's going to go through my hand for the most part, but my bones will block it. And so down here, what's the only thing that would make a shadow? What's the only thing that would make a shadow in that X-ray light? It's just the bones, right? It's just the bones. So essentially, when you take when they set up the camera under here, right? If they're shining the light from up here, they're setting up the camera under here. And so what they're actually taking a picture of when they take an X-ray of you is not your bones. It's the shadow of your bones. So every time you've seen an x-ray and they're like, hey, that's your bones. That's not technically true. It's not a picture of your bones. It's the shadow of your bones. And but you can tell what the shape of your bones was from the shadow they make, right? You can tell if a bone is broken because the shadow will also show that break, right? So basically that's how that works. Here's one last example before we go on. Have you ever gone to the dentist and had x-rays of your teeth taken, right? You probably have had that happen at some point in your life. And they bring in the x-ray projector, right? And they stick it up next to your face. And again, don't worry, it's going to be a short exposure, so that's going to be okay, right? So they bring in that x-ray projector. But again, that x-ray projector's not the camera. So where's the film? Where's the film in that situation? When they come and take an x-ray of your teeth, where's the film? It's on the other side. Specifically the other side of your teeth. Now check this out. If they're shining that light from here, the other side of your teeth is in here. And if you've ever had these x-rays taken, right before they do it, they give you that little plastic thing, right? And they're like, it's like a rubber or a plastic thing. I don't know what it's made out of. And then they put it in they're like, put this in your mouth and bite down on it. That has film inside of it. There's film inside of that little plastic piece that they're putting, that thing, they make you put it in your mouth and they're like, don't worry, one size fits all. And they're liars. There's not one size fits all. It is a terrible experience. Clearly, whoever they made the one size for has a much bigger mouth than me, because when I bite down on it, it's just like it's cutting into my face and mouth, and I like my eyes just start to water the whole time, and I'm like, I hate it so much. I'm having flashbacks right now just thinking about it. It's terrible. But that's film, so that when they shine the x-rays through your face, it'll go through your teeth and then get on that piece of film. So when you take the film out of your mouth, it's now got a shadow of your teeth on the film, right? Anyway, man, I hate that. I hate that thing. I hate that thing so much. Anyway.